have found the Genesis frequency. This is Dr. Stephen J. Kazmina welcoming you in to another episode of a show that focuses on your whole life prosperity and success. Whole life prosperity and success by cooperating with the universal laws that are available to each and every one of us. This is Quantum Leap Goal Achievement, radical personal transformation, whole life prosperity and success. Now, stay tuned for another exciting episode that'll move the needle in your life from where you are now to where you want to be. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it may be, wherever you are in the world when you hit that play button. So glad you did. This is Dr. Cause and Effect, Dr. Stephen J. Kazmina, coming at you with this episode of the Genesis frequency. So glad you are here. This is the place. This is the place that we just take a deep dive into all the elements that contribute to your success, to your prosperity, to your abundance, to you moving into the life you would love to live. And this is all about your life, whether you're just an individual working on you, working on relationships, working on health and physical fitness, working on time and money freedom, your finances, or this is for you if you are a small business owner or an entrepreneur or want to become an entrepreneur. This is for you in the corporate space. If you want to contribute to corporate culture, whether you're a frontline consumer-facing individual in your organization or whether you're in the boardroom, an executive team member, everything I talk about within this show in all these episodes applies to every one of you, individually, small business owner, and the corporate team. Today I want to talk about something that I think you're going to definitely agree. There'll be some people out there that disagree with me on this, that, it doesn't apply. Well, I can have that conversation all day long. But there's something that I want to just interject today that I haven't talked about before. If I did, it's been very briefly, or I simply just don't remember. That happens. That happens from time to time, right? But it's confidence, and maybe it's time to just do a check-in with your confidence level. And the reason this is coming up, I had my group. I facilitate a group of individuals as a Procter Gallagher consultant, and we had a group last night. We did facilitation for a group of people going through that and studying, thinking into results, and some other material that we contribute to the group as well. And this article on confidence came up within this lesson. We're working on the self-image, and that's something that I have talked about before that I encourage you to dive into as well, because paradigms and self-image, they go hand in hand. They can both, working together, be very limiting. Even working individually can be very limiting. The paradigms are the multitude of habits that we all have that have almost exclusive control over our habitual behavior. And no matter what, until we break those habits, we're not going to exceed where the habit always pulls us back to that the results, whether it's the results or the actions we take or the habitual thought. Anyway, I got plenty of shows on that one, so we can find that, and we can always talk about that one-on-one if you'd like to explore that more. But the paradigms are going to bring you right back. There's only one way. You got to identify them, and some of them you don't even know you have. And there's only a couple ways to do that. One is through emotional impact, which is usually not a good experience. The other one is through just finding them, noticing them, doing an inventory. And again, that's another show for another day. The other thing that can be limiting is our self-image. And that's what the lesson was on last night with our group. And the self-image is, the same way. It's like that
that governor. Remember, we used to have governors on. I don't know. Maybe they still do. Governors were found on like postal trucks, government vehicles, postal trucks, rental cars, maybe rental trucks, for instance. And a governor was something that would limit the speed. It would only let the individual that's renting or using that vehicle go so fast. And no matter what you did, you couldn't go faster than the governor on the vehicle would allow. Well, that's how it is with our self image. If we have this self image and lack self confidence, and we just really believe in the image that we have established for ourselves, no matter what we want, no matter how grand the idea is, the vision, the dream, the want, the desire, if we can't see ourselves either worthy of receiving it and participating in the life we would love to live, it's not going to happen. If we see ourselves down here, well, I don't deserve it, and we're always in that, maybe that negative state or that negative pole thinking, dominated by thoughts that live in our paradigms and stories and assumptions that we have made throughout our lives about ourselves, that I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, and you got to be crooked to get rich, and all these, these sayings, all these beliefs, all these things that are not true. If we have bought into those, well, that's all contributing to the image we have, and we will never outperform that. Get psycho-cybernetics. I've talked about that a well, not a long time ago. I think it was fairly recently, but Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. I think that came out in the 60s, maybe the 70s. He was a plastic surgeon, and he dove into this. He would fix people's outward appearance, but he noticed that it was the inward appearance, how they appeared to themselves, that made all the difference in the world. How they stepped out, how they were perceived, how they were perceiving themselves, and how others were perceiving them. So you want to definitely study the self-image. But this piece on confidence is really powerful, and I may or may not read it here. I just want to look at a couple things because it's something that we all have to check in with, because we can sit down and do this work. And that's what we're doing with our individuals that are on this particular lesson on self-image. They're going in and deliberately designing their life. Within this particular program, they're only working on one goal, maybe two at a time, a personal goal and a professional goal. And when we get started with them, or with anyone, we have them make a list of everything they want, anything they could possibly imagine. We have them use their imagination like back when they were children. We have them make a list like they want a ticket that was worth billions and billions of dollars and they won that jackpot. What would they do? What do they want to be, do, and have? And then they go back at it and they look at it and see what rises up energetically. If there were no limits placed on you, if you removed any limits that you maybe believe in, what is that you want? Well, what we do is we go through a few lessons, we work on the paradigms, we uncover those hidden stoppers, those governors, if you will, and then we move into this lesson on image. So we take them through a bunch of exercises to go back to that list they made and have them really built out a movie script for their life. They take all these other things. Maybe they're working on one or two what we call C-type goal or big dream goals. But all these other things, they want many of those elements. They still have this burning desire to experience some of these things that came up when they were making their list. So we have them build them into this self-image story, this self-image script. And that's one way you can look at your life too. That might help you right now to, if you're in a movie or you're writing the movie of your life, are you playing the lead role? You can ask yourself that right now. Am I playing the lead role, or am I just a supporting character? Am I just a support actor or actress solely going about my life contributing to someone else's dream, contributing to someone else's success. That's going to point back to the self image. Do you think perhaps that you're not worthy to work on your own dream, your hopes, your dreams, your desires, your aspirations, the things that you want for you in any area of your life, whether it's personally or professionally? Where are you in this? And that's all going to point back to the self image. So many people do these exercises with us and they go, you know what? My whole life, that's what I've been doing. I've been going to the job, the job every day, and I'm trading some dollars for hours, and what I'm really doing is going to work every single day to work on someone else's dream. Now, for some people, that might be absolutely fine. That's their comfort zone. They don't want to break out of their comfort zone. I tell everybody the comfort zone is no place to live, but you know what? It takes a little bit of all kind of people to make this world go around, so that's okay. I'm not belittling anyone if that's what they do and they love doing it. So many of us, we just, we love you. We love you if you love what you do, and you're contributing to the whole. This whole game of life is about being in service and being in loving service. But those of you that feel that emptiness, feel that longing and discontent for something more, you got to check in with a self-image, and you got to check in with confidence, and see where you're at in all of this. Confidence is a mental state that you can develop. Now, I'm going to pull out a couple things from this article, and I want to give credit where credit is due. There's no author right on here, so I'm going to assume it's either by Bob Proctor, Sandy Gallagher, or both. Um, so I'm just going to share a few things that I have found in here that I have highlighted, and and you have to know these things. You have to know that confidence is a mental state you can develop. You have to pay a price to do that, and you have to know that it's something that you can work on. So if you think you're lacking self confidence, if you can't walk into that room confidently, if you can't approach other people that you're working with, other people in your family, other people on the job site, a supervisor, the boss, the CEO, you can develop this confidence. You can work on it. Having confidence will free you, will free you to go where your heart leads you, to do what you must do, what you want to do. Confidence gives you strength with style. And I'm reading here a little bit. It generates a non physical aura that captures the conscious attention of everyone in your presence. It is that something which others admire. Confidence sets up a vibration that causes others to trust in your ability. It instills in them a feeling of safety when following your lead. I think whether your confidence level is high or whether it's low, I think we can all sense that, right? When somebody walks into a room, and I'm not talking about just puffed up ego. When someone walks into the room that's very self-confident, that's very sure of themselves, there is, as this piece says, there is an energy about them. We can feel that. I've often got or been told, you got a big energy. You got to dial that down a little bit. But it has to do with walking in your own authenticity, walking in your own power again, not puffed up by ego that you're something special. Look at me. But I'm confident in myself, and I'm confident in what I know. When you are confident, and you know what you know. And I'm going to read again. You possess an awareness of a powerful truth. You are one with the infinite. Right? We're all immersed in this energy, and you are one with this energy, one of this energy. You are this energy pressing out as you. And you know that when you are in tune with this unseen power that is in every molecule of your being, you will always solve whatever problem you may be facing, whatever difficulty that comes up, whatever challenges that arise. Because this power, this energy that you can tap into at will because it's actually living you, this power is greater than any condition or circumstance which you may be confronted with. And this is powerful stuff. Let me share again. Confidence is knowing. It is an inner certainty, and absolutely nothing can change it. So when you can move yourself to that place of absolute knowing, you know what you know that this is the way it is, you're starting to develop that confidence. So some of the contributing factors are, how well do you know what you know? Always work on that improvement. Always work to study. Always work to embody any of the personal or professional development material that you are working on. And on it goes. Another quote from here: pure, raw self confidence is what permits you to move ahead in life. It says the dictionary defines confidence as a feeling or consciousness of one's power or of reliance on one's circumstances. It says, contrary to popular belief, your confidence has very little, if anything, to do with your intellect. It has, however, everything to do with your faith. This explains why an individual who may be intellectually inferior steps out and confidently pursues their dreams, while their counterpart with the advanced academic credentials fearfully holds on to a position they detest while their dream dies in their mind. I think that's one of the most powerful parts of this whole piece. I have it highlighted, I have it underlined with with a pen, because I think we can all relate to that, can't we? I think we really can. And we're going to talk more about this in the next couple episodes, because there's more to go in this piece and there's more to say on this matter of confidence. But I think we can relate to that, that person that just has it. Maybe they don't have the book smarts, they don't have the degrees, they don't have, the haven't developed the intelligence or the intellectual capacity, but they have that confidence in what they do know. They have that confidence in themselves to figure it out. They have that confidence in their own authentic, genuine self, and they stand in that power and they walk into the room and they pursue their dreams. We all know that. We just say, how did that person get where they are? They had to get it from mommy or daddy or grandma or grandpa, or inherited, or they're born into it. Or how did they get the successful? How does that guy in the top of the sales thing, or that woman number one in her family, I tell you what, she's not the brightest light bulb in the bunch, but she is on top. She is always the leader. She's always number one. She's always making all the money. And it's because of this confidence level and this self-image level. So it's so important. Hey, we're just about running out of time, but I did want to mention one thing. I've had the book out there for a few weeks now. It's done very well. We hit number one in 53 or 54 different categories on Amazon. So yes, I'm an Amazon international bestseller right now, but it's a book I co-authored with some brilliant people. It's titled Cracking the Rich Code. It's put together by Jim Britt. Jim Britt was Jim Rohn's partner and also a coach and influencer to Tony Robbins before Tony Robbins became Tony Robbins and all that he is. So this is with Jim Britt, Kevin Harrington, and some other brilliant minds, some colleagues of mine. But you might want to pick it up. I end this show all the time with, hey, wishing you an infinitely spectacular day. So guess what? You want to get the book? You want me to sign it for you? Go to infinitelyspectacular.com. Yeah, I got the domain. Infinitelyspectacular.com. This isn't Amazon. This isn't a link to Amazon. This is a link to me. I have a few of these books that, I got. And if you're a listener to the show and you order through that link, infinitelyspectacular.com, I'll sign it for you, get it out to you. But my chapter in here, again, it's a co-author work. Yeah, and I just love these folks that are in here. The information in here is just brilliant. But my piece is actually titled Cracking the Rich Code, the Law of Infinite Potential. And I've done shows on this. This is all about manifesting. What is the formula to make manifest what you want to experience. How do we pull it out of the invisible world of non-form, the idea, the design from our imagination, and make it show up in the physical world of form? And that's what this piece is on that I've shared in with you. So if you like the show, you don't want to scroll back and find it, and you want it all written out. We all learn, we all have different ways of absorbing, some of us in pictures, some of us in reading, some of us in listening. So get the book. It's all in here. But some of this other stuff in here, Jim Britt's piece, Think Like Superman, Kevin Harrington, Becoming a KPI, and that's, key points for measurement, A View from the Top, Trust the Process with Resolve and Confidence. Here's Gina St. George writing on confidence. And on it goes. I mean, 6 words can change your life. Your values are your business. From orphan to CEO, from enslavement through to freedom. Thrive in chaos. More tips and tricks and ways to crack that rich code. And we define rich in so many ways. I actually start my chapter defining rich because for some, it's not all about having billions and billions of dollars in your pocket. So check that out, infinitelyspectacular.com. Hey, if you ever want to speak with me, and I encourage you to do so. So many people listen to this, and so many people don't have the confidence to reach out. Well, I'm speaking to you. Let's have a conversation. It's a free call for my listeners. You go to successappointment.com. It's my calendar. It shows up in your time zone, and we'll have a conversation. We'll have a conversation about you. We're going to have a conversation about you. We're not going to have a conversation about me trying to sell you something, so you don't have to worry about that. It's a conversation about identifying what you really want. It's a 3-part conversation. What do you really want? What do you want to experience in your life that has been elusive? Number 2, we'll talk about why has it been elusive? What are the blocks? I can help you to identify some of the blocks, usually very quickly. Sometimes we have to do some deeper work, but we can identify the blocks. Number 3, we'll put you on a plan, get you set on a plan in our conversation about a direction you can go to explore deeper and to help move you into the experiences of making quantum leaps in your life in the direction of the life you would love to live. So reach out, successappointment.com, or you can go to our website, successocean.com, if you want to. There's some forms on there. You can give us a little more detail, give me a little bit more detail, I should say. Or if you want to reach out and find out more about me, you can also go to thegenesisfrequency.com. You can reach out if you want to talk about doing workshops. We can do on-site corporate training. We can do corporate keynote speaking, featured presentation talks in your organization. Or maybe you want to join one of our programs, whatever it is. And don't forget that I also have a vehicle that can move you into a very lucrative executive income in this wonderful world of personal and professional development. And no, you don't have to start a podcast, and no, you don't have to participate in multi-level marketing, and no, you don't have to do any selling, convincing, or explaining. So if you want to talk about that and have the ability to work anywhere in the world with just your laptop and phone, well, reach out. We can have a conversation as well. For that opportunity, there's a separate website. That's successocean.biz. But that's what I do. I'm in the field of personal development, have been for a long, long time, and I absolutely love it. So whether it's radical personal transformation, quantum leap goal achievement, and living the dream that you've perhaps put on the shelf, reach out. I can help you. Whether it's getting started in this wonderful world of being an entrepreneur, I have a machine for that as well. So reach out. Would love to have a conversation with you. And don't forget, grab the book, infinitelyspectacular.com. Go there. That's my own domain. It'll take you right to the page. I'll see your order. I'll sign it for you. I'll get it out right away. And you'll have it in your hands. For now, that's going to be it for today. You've been listening to the Genesis Frequency. And this is Dr. Cause and Effect, Dr. Stephen J. Kosmina, wishing you an infinitely spectacular day. God bless you.